Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Shado. Internet personality and all that shit. Well, it is time for a fucking Predator. Again. You probably remember I had a few words to say about this particular movie way back when it first came out in one of my off-the-cuff reaction reviews I do from time to time. You could say I got a little emotional.
And also, he doesn't have a mask, but he still has thermal vision, he still has the fucking heads-up display, he still looks at everyone like he's got a mask, but he doesn't!
Yeah, but it's okay. I've had a few months to calm down. I can handle the constant cringy jokes, the unconvincing CGI, and the fucking kid! The whole goddamn plot of The Predator revolves around this fucking kid whose fucking problems caused the fucking Predators to come to the fuck down here in the first place, and then everyone has to help the fucker because now he's gonna cause another fucking alien invasion down the line or anything. I'm okay. I'm okay. Anyway, it's time to rip the bandage off and tear open these wounds all over again. This is The Predator. Just like the early movies, we open to the quiet of space, where mysterious spacecraft and flickers of light in the distance may in fact harbor unknown forces with nefarious intent. Or some fucking starfighters blasting laser missiles to loud orchestral music. Build up, what's that? The runner is struck, but quickly tears a hole in space-time, wormholing his ass directly into a satellite, and then to Earth. Coming in so hot as a problem, though, as the damaged ship is losing control, so let's ignore that for now so we can get to the real star of this show, 4K foliage. However, within the bushes lurks an even bigger threat, Boyd Holbrook, who plays military sniperman Quinn McKenna, a man on a mission. Unsurprisingly to shoot some poor bastard in the head. But then... even he can't be bothered to pay attention to the spaceships for very long. Because he did that before the convenient distraction got here, he must run! Down into the valley where the Predator vessel is crashing down. Conveniently enough, the Predator lost its luggage in the flight, and McKenna loots it in short order, finding a mysterious mask and a bracer, which he wastes no time getting locked into his forearm. However, he has another friend here to let us know there's actually a third friend who they can't seem to find all of a sudden.
Haynes?
How the fuck can you tell? So we're like 5 minutes in, but fuck it! Starring role versus Predator battle! And his one spare friend, but we all know he's just here to die anyway. With that out of the way, how will McKenna survive? Ooh, no better way to establish your character as a badass than dumb fucking luck. Emphasis on dumb, because he could easily kill the unconscious Predator right now, but... let's just wait until it wakes up, then start running for the hills. As in, the other hills, the ones he's not on right now. Ah, well, dumb luck powers, activate! Oh my god, the silver ball of superpowers that will come in very handy during Act 3! How convenient! With that in hand, he escapes on foot. Yes, a helicopter just showed up, but that's merely to establish another important character, G-Man Traeger, played by Sterling K. Brown. He knows there's a Predator afoot, and he intends to find it. Search must have had plenty of holes in it because McKenna gets out of there no problem, allowing the man to work on setting up the rest of the movie. Ah, so the ball is a cloaking device, as opposed to it being integrated into the Predator wrist doohickey like kind of seen in every other movie, but I guess if you're gonna retcon shit, may as well do as much unnecessary bullshit along the way as possible. McKenna uses his superpowers to intimidate the man into allowing him to mail something super secret to his P.O. box back in America. And then... As you can hear in the background, the police had arrived, so there was no way he was getting out of there with that particular piece of contraband. That can turn him invisible. Back in America, we get introduced to the real star of this movie, the fucking kid, Rory, played by Jacob Tremblay. No disrespect intended to Jacob, by the way. His acting is as good as can be expected with what he's given. But what is this deathly important character, you ask? McKenna's son, who is autistic, and thus, when the school assholes pull the fire alarm, the fucknugget teacher neglects to make sure the special needs kid is taken care of, leaving him all alone in the classroom at the mercy of the bullies.
EJ, you hungry?
I'm hungry for an ass burger.
Sounds delicious. A nice big juicy ass burger.
You approach this kid, telling him how you would love to munch down on big, juicy Aspergers, and somehow you think this makes you look tough? Establishing their mutual appreciation for rectal rations, they show the power of dumb people in groups, knocking over the chess pieces on their way out. That'll show those geeks the only way to have fun is through eating ass. However, Rory isn't just autistic, he's super autistic, and uses his super autism powers to place all the little chess pieces back where they were before the bullies busted in and bloviated about biting bum-bums. On his way home, we also learn the local dog likes to start shit with him, and once he gets home, we find a loving, threatening note from his mom. Playful threatening. More important than any of that, though, the mailman shows up. Seems his dad hasn't been paying his P.O. box fees, and thus the package is delivered to his door instead. That's nice. Usually they just slap you with tons of late fees. Ah, well, now on to even more important characters.
Dr. Brackett.
Olivia Munn, classic actor. Her work dates all the way back to National Lampoon's Strip Poker. Well, that's better than her time on G4, at least.
I understand you enjoy stargazing. I'm gonna take care of your dog. Would you come with me, please?
Also, her look confused and say nothing style of acting early in this movie is actually kind of a side effect of the fact that Shane Black kinda sorta secretly cast a actual Predator in this film, and yeah, Munn wasn't happy. And unfortunately, the guy did share scenes with her, so when they went in and deleted him, it had the adverse effect of making her acting look a lot worse than it actually was. With that, she is whisked away and told that they have found an alien being. More importantly, though, Rory's mother, Emily, played by Yvonne Strakowski, needs to figure out what her little angel wants to be for Halloween.
The guys they'll still be able to see
See what?
that it's me.
Okay, get a sheet, cut some holes in it, boom, you're a ghost, problem solved. The various plot lines are still pretty separate, though, so moving on, we see that McKenna was, in fact, captured by the G-Men, who are giving him a psychological evaluation, which in secret is actually a means to find out if he witnessed the Predator coming to Earth that night. The answer being, obviously, we then jump back to the kid, who opens his father's package. Sure, it wasn't addressed to him, but we gotta get this plot moving somehow. Packed tight with heavy-ass rice to ensure the shipping costs are as high as possible, it also looks like bad ideas run in the family. Here's some weird-ass shit. I have no idea what it is. Never seen anything like it before in my life. It was addressed to some other motherfucker, but, let's just poke at it until the plot progresses. First, though, we have to see what's going on with his dad. Seems that psych evaluation concluded, yes, he saw the alien. So, throw his ass on the loony bus. Literally. This introduces our main group of characters, the loonies. We're almost 20 minutes in, though, and there's a lot of them, so they're kind enough to give us a quick-fire round. We have Nebraska Williams, the CO shooter, played by Trevante Rhodes, Coyle, the jokester, played by Keegan-Michael Kay, Lynch, the demolitionist with, magic powers, played by Alfie Allen, Nettles, the religious, played by Augusto Aguilera, and finally Thomas Jane, who plays Baxley, the Tourette's sufferer.
Why do you think people make war?
Why, Baxley? Why do we make war?
Baxley. Because fuck cock.
Because we fuck cock?
Fuck cocks.
That's it. Because we fuck cocks. That's why.
We have to point out specifically that he has Tourette's syndrome because, well, among this group of motherfuckers, you really can't tell. Now back with Olivia Munn, she is brought to a secret place where secrets are kept secret.
Is it just your imagination? Or is this haunted room actually stretching?
Every fucking time?
Okay, credit where credit is due, that was actually pretty funny. Something else I actually like about this movie is they brought in Gary Busey's son Jake Busey to play a descendant of Keyes. Last name, so he's still called Keyes. More importantly, they have Predator gear from AVP, Predator, and Predator 2 here on display. What the hell do you think they are, scientists? No, we have lab coat-wearing collectors of extraterrestrial paraphernalia. On that note, here's their latest display piece.
Dr. Brackett, would you like to meet a predator?
We already covered that little piece of behind-the-scenes movie trivia. Also, wondering, how the hell did you catch it? I can believe it's possible, but you kinda skipped over that. So, after Predator, Predator 2, Predators, AVP, and Requiem, they finally named the creature on film Predator, and then proceed to complain about it.
A predator kills its prey to survive. I mean, what you're describing is more like a bass fisherman.
Well, we took a vote. Predator's cooler, right? Fuck yeah.
Just because they aren't eating people doesn't mean they aren't predators. They are carnivorous and have a thing for hunting and killing. It's safe to assume their species does its fair share of predation. Also, this "ha-ha, we are so funny, we figured out that the creature name isn't exactly accurate" doesn't really work when you are the only motherfuckers who are calling it that on film officially!
You're one beautiful motherfucker.
Oh, God, I feel like this movie would be more respectful to the franchise if they revealed that the Predator's green blood was due to a healthy diet of Mountain Dew. As it turns out, though, Olivia Munn is an evolutionary biologist, and she was brought in because they found something interesting in the tests performed on the creature.
This specimen has
Human DNA.
Just when you think they can't possibly go any lower. Twisting the knife, this leads to questioning as to whether or not somehow, some way, years ago in an interstellar gas station bathroom, there was some space fucking going on. That question gets unanswered because they're busy showing their biologists all the neat tech they found along with the creature. They also found McKenna. Eventually, he's being taken for a good old-fashioned lobotomy, but along the way can tell his new friends he met a real-life space alien, which gets the expected response. However, another real-life space alien has just entered the space around Earth. Looking for any hint of that runaway predator, lo and behold, Rory is still fucking with that fucking shit he should never have fucking fucked with in the first place. This means it knows exactly where to go, even more than before. First, though, Olivia Munn needs to know what the hell this stuff is.
Can you just tell me what that is? Because I was trying to get into this earlier, but somebody stopped me. He gave me the hairy eyeball. That guy, actually.
As it stands, they don't know. They brought a biologist in to take a look at things, but turns out they don't like it when she looks at things. I guess even they can tell it's very plot relevant. Before that can be answered, though, the second predator swoops down, causing alerts that honestly have fuck all to do with the real problem. The first predator wakes up, at which point they try to hold it down by fucking hand, and get what they deserve for attempting such stupid shit. This thing breaks free of its flimsy binds, no problem, and proceeds to predatize the fuck out of them! Don't worry though, she knows that her plot armor will keep her in one piece long enough for her to steal some plot juice on the way out. She might have a tranq gun too, but yeah, best to just run like hell. Problem is the decontamination room insists she get naked before she leaves. Thus, when the predator walks in, she is meek, helpless, nude, and no threats, so it leaves her ass behind. Using a gun to take a few guys out, because fuck it, why not at this point, it does get the classic predator gear out of the very flimsy display case, and with that, can see through his old mask. Somehow. Okay, so the mask can translate English into their own language. And what fucking good is that supposed to do him? What the hell does the word Georgia mean to an alien? Well, it's enough to piss it off. However, while this was going on, Olivia Munn convinced Shane Black to let her put her clothes back on. Still equipped with the tranquilizer gun, Keyes begs her not to let the creature escape. This leads to the loony bus bearing witness to that alien creature running by, escaping on the rooftops. Seeing that, McKenna calls everyone to action.
We gotta get off this thing. We're gonna move. Brother, it's a bus. It moves.
Oh yeah, but I don't think it's gonna help much against the alien. Unless the driver happens to be Miss Frizzle. They need a plan to hijack the bus, though, so they do the only thing they know how. Continue to cram crass humor in, whether it fits or not.
What's the difference between 5 big black guys and a joke? Baxley's mom can't take a joke.
It's like in the original Predator, when Shane Black's going on about how his girlfriend wanted a little pussy because hers was as big as a house, that actually was the joke, instead of Billy staring at him in stone silence. The humor of choking this motherfucker to death must be stopped, though, so the guys in charge of the bus open the gate right up, leave it open, and surround themselves with the loonies, because that's what you do, right? The driver also does fuck all to stop this, allowing them to easily hijack the bus. Now they have to figure out where the hell to go.
I'm a sniper. Just get me close, baby. You want to kill him?
Okay. Any particular reason why? I mean, you're surrounded by humans that want you dead on the run trying to escape a lobotomy. Let's hang around and fight an alien creature that'll probably kill us. I mean, you gotta avenge your fallen comrades. They would have wanted you to die just as stupidly. Along the way, as the Predator spots the Predator, the chase eventually leads to Olivia Munn hitching a ride on top of the bus, where we can see two things. Number one, our just-get-me-close sniper can't hit a fucking thing with a shotgun at 30 yards, while Olivia is a decidingly worse shot. But to be fair, she isn't the one going around telling everyone she's trained in guerrilla warfare with over 300 confirmed kills. The Predator knocked out one of their tires, and Jeepers Creepers 2 style, that means the bus ain't going nowhere, and they need to find a new mode of transportation.
Get to the choppers!
Okay, we're just gonna keep referencing the first movie. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with it. I can do that too. Kill me! Kill me! I'm here! Come on, do it now! While they go off to grab the bikes, a spare soldier shows up to help Olivia Munn.
Instructions?
Eliminate it. Retrieve any contraband.
But now they want to kill her because she just had to have sticky fingers about that damn plot juice. No idea what it is, but we do know it is worth murdering her over. However, trained soldiers are no match for bitch slaps, allowing McKenna to save Olivia Munn. Thus, they all escape together. The Predator, however, needs to escape the compound by hopping in the back of a transport vehicle and killing everyone, tearing them limb from limb.
Everything okay back there?
Shit like this is why, like 20% of Mahler's The Predator Unbridled Rage video consists of him saying, "I'm not kidding you, that actually happened." So yeah, the Predator takes an Uber out of there. Meanwhile, other Predator gets his Predapuppers to go forth and track prey. Meanwhile, a handy-dandy biker rally provides our heroes the perfect cover for some downtime and exposition. This gives us such important information as the fact that the Officer Williams shot was in fact himself.
Should I be worried?
I don't expect the actor to just deal with sticking a smoldering cigarette on their tongue take after take, but if you're gonna fake it with CGI, maybe dial back the sound effects and fireworks a tad, 'kay? Inside, everyone's gathered around to figure out how to best make their spare unconscious woman feel comfortable, which, surprise surprise, doesn't do much to make her not want to just shoot them and leave. The lack of ammunition in the shotgun, coupled with the fact that even McKenna figured out the spare plot juice she stole earlier, is more than enough for the G-men to now want her dead, means she's now part of the group. They figure the best way to keep themselves from being killed to keep this under wraps is to track the creature down and expose it to the world themselves!
It's called the Predator. It hunts people for sport.
Technically, it's not a predator. It's like kind of a...
Thank you.
A hunter.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing earlier.
Ha! Aren't we so funny for figuring this out? Boy, I'm sure every movie that called it the Predator feels stupid about now, don't they? Pointing out that the Predator that escaped is likely looking for its missing gear, McKenna mentions he kinda sorta jacked the alien's shit. Right on cue, said shit powers on, because there's more plot that needs fleshing out, and it's best to do so by showing it to the kid, I guess. Okay. Why was this filmed? How do you get a camera to zoom in enough to see individual cells? Is this just like a Predator version of a selfie? This little show is immediately forgotten, so McKenna can come home to find his wife, or I suppose ex-wife? No, she's not happy to see him, and he's not happy to find that his box of alien loot got mailed here in the first place.
No. The whole fucking reason I sent it to a P.O. box was so I didn't put you in danger.
Well, that's a fucking stupid idea. You must have known that you didn't pay the P.O. box fees and therefore it would have been sent here. Or if your wife, or ex-wife, whatever the hell she is, if you thought she was paying the fees, then she probably would have had access to the P.O. box then? But where has Rory and the mask gone? Out trick or fucking treatin'! Because there's no way the bullies will recognize the jacket he wears every fucking day! Also, the loonies are in McKenna's house, but the only reason that this scene exists is for more cringe humor. McKenna goes right the fuck out to find his son, and the rest of them slowly find reasons to follow him.
He called me a pussy and nobody calls me pussy, so...
Okay. Fuck off, pussy.
Oh, how will we cope with me skipping over this deathly important character development? Armed with their wits and an RV, they head out to find Rory. Unsurprisingly, he sticks out like a sore fucking thumb, and the bully's already figured out who he is. He tries to continue trick-or-treating, though, heading over to Stoner House 420 for some edibles. Unfortunately, this stoner's the motherfucker that harshes everyone's mellow.
Here's a treat, you little shit.
Holy sweet fuck! Kid! You could've just TP'd the place! On the bright side, it looks like he can easily get bullies to stop harassing him with just one simple murder. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you go trick-or-treating with the thing after watching Predator Fear Factor through it in the first place, but after all of this, why the hell just drop it on the ground and leave? Well, it does mean that when he runs off to be alone and calm down, he doesn't accidentally blow little Fido into kibbles and bits. As it turns out, the doggo is as friendly as they get, unlike the Predator doggos. And by that I mean fucking Predator doggos. Yes, hunting dogs are a thing, and predators can incorporate that into their hunt, as we learned in Predators with their hunting dogs that were not dogs, but they were an alien species, similar to dogs, so they still worked. This is just the predators turning predators into dogs with genetic manipulation. Why? Why the hell would you do that? Hell, why the hell even use camouflage at this point? Just fucking hybridize yourself with a fucking tree. But have no fear, McKenna is here, hitting the predator dog with his car. Well, that's not going to earn him any interstellar friends. Fortunately, his human friends show up and miss that little incident. They can help and fight off the predatoggies. Grenade down the throat to one and boom! Glowy green blood everywhere. There's still one left, though. However, Williams has a bolt gun.
Oh, shit!
Oh, okay.
It doesn't kill the thing, it just fucks with its brain and makes it friendly. Stop bullies with murder and make friends by shooting them in the head. This movie is terrible for moral lessons. So the gang's all together again, along with the kid. The mask isn't here, but that's not enough of a crisis situation, so the Predator shows up. This results in a standoff. So... Remember how the Predator would climb down a cliff face first in the original movie? Made it seem more alien. Good times. Now I wouldn't be surprised to catch it dabbing. No reason not to be assholes though, so McKenna shoots the alien anyway, allowing him, the kid, and Munn to run for cover within the school. Here we find out that the Predator probably wants his shit back, as we established earlier. Okay, that solved nothing. Well, let's see what happens when you actually give the thing its stuff back. The other Predator shows up to finish the fight. Not entirely sure how he found him. I mean, we saw the stuff with the tracking signal and the hunting dogs and all of that, but when it came to actually tracking down the first Predator and closing the gap, we saw about as much as we did about how the humans caught that Predator. This isn't just any Predator, though. This is the upgrade Predator. Bigger, stronger, and made entirely out of CGI. Yay. Well, at least regular Pred here is usually a suit. As embarrassing as his motions are, they aren't poorly animated. I'm sure they can have a pretty awesome knockdown drag-out fight over the course of the movie. Or he could just kill the fucker. He was asking him, where is it? So there is some information that original Pred had that upgrade Pred wanted, but not that badly, I guess. He's still looking for the stuff, but rather than ask the Pred that knows its location, this one figures the humans probably know something? Well, it's the new tension, so enjoy. There's still the G-Men after McKenna for that cover-up of the alien that is currently terrorizing around the city in front of everyone, but Emily has that covered anyway.
You guys fucked with the wrong family.
Ha! she has no problem putting iOS 7 to the test to protect her husband. Ex-husband. Baby daddy, I don't know. But I also don't know why the G-Men weren't looking at that house long before now. They would have been able to find the Predator gear shipped there, get it, and leave, and make this movie mercifully short. Back at G-Man HQ, Traeger learns that McKenna's son somehow managed to operate Predator tech and knows the operating system, so that's their best lead to find the rest of the Predator's wreckage. The kid, of course, is hiding out with his dad in the loonies. Don't worry, this little shit fits right in.
Mom says you're a killer.
Well, I'm a soldier.
What's the difference?
Your daddy kills people as part of military operations due to conflicts between nations, as opposed to you, who murders the shit out of stoners who throw shit at your head. You forget about that one, kid? Fuck skeletons in your closet, you're working with a whole fucking morgue, so shut the fuck up! No time to get too pissed off at the kid for pretending like this shit we just saw didn't fucking happen, because it's time for the big reveal from our science type, Olivia Munn. She realized the stuff she stole is in fact spinal fluid, and the Predators take the skulls and spines from their hunts, so as to use the fluids to upgrade their own DNA with that of what they hunt.
I think they're attempting hybridization.
She's pulling this out of your ass.
Did you not see the new Predator?
Trust me, I saw the damn thing. Saw all 106 minutes of it. And fuck your retconning bullshit! All this time, Predators have been killing things to genetically merge with things weaker than themselves to become stronger. And suddenly, on a totally unrelated note...
You know, a lot of experts say that being on the spectrum isn't really a disorder. That's actually the next step in the evolutionary chain.
Well, then those experts are fucking stupid. Evolution isn't a chain, a line of consistent progression. It's a crapshoot, random-ass mutations. If one of those things happens to increase your chances of reproducing, boom, you have evolution. And last time I checked, people with autism don't exactly have the easiest time finding matches on eHarmony. The next step in the plot progression, though, is the sudden reappearance of the Puppeter. It's still friendly and seems to have been following them, much like the G-Men flying above in a helicopter. So a few of the loonies are tasked with going off and finding them a helicopter, while the big monster dog alien beastie thing they're friends with, who would be probably a major help in any fights from here on out.
Hold on, hey. See this? Come on, let's go, come on. Fetch!
Let's just get rid of the damn thing right away. Thus, there is no fucking resistance at all when Traeger walks up and captures both McKenna and Olivia Munn. Being a good bad guy, he takes this opportunity to monologue a bit about how the dead Predator evidently came here with something for humanity, but the upgrade Predator doesn't want us to have it.
I'll help you find it. We can analyze it
Shut
together.
the fuck up!
Dude, she stole alien spinal fluid. In a crisis situation, which I still don't really understand. But the point is, killing her over doing the job you hired her to do a little too well is a bit much, don't you think? Also, remember the Twinkie shortage of 2013?
There was a run on Twinkies. Snapped up from coast to coast. Get them while they still last. Remember?
Which is fucking stupid. There was a run on Twinkies for, what, a couple of months, and then look, they're everywhere again. Well, ignore that little detail about Twinkies never being doomed to extinction, and it's just like today, because global warming is gonna kill us all!
We're an endangered species, and they know it.
They thrive in a hothouse environment. Maybe they'll want to move into ours.
Okay, let me get straight. So, global warming is going to render this planet uninhabitable for human life, and therefore the Predators have increased their hunts of humanity to get the best human DNA and use this human DNA to enhance their own DNA, allowing them to live in places where humans can live, and then they will move into this planet after the climate has moved to the point where humans can no longer live here. But lest we forget, Upgrade Predator is here to stop the humans from getting whatever the other Predator wants us to have. So tearing through the McKenna household, he finds a clue to the crashed ship's location. Well, what the fuck is he supposed to do with that? Even if he knows where the hell it's referencing and has a topographical map to cross-reference it with, a shitty crayon drawing isn't exactly the best means of navigation. At least Rory draws a much better and much more detailed map to the crash site for the humans. Just at random. How else is the plot supposed to move forward? Oh well, they got nothing out of Olivia Munn. I guess Traeger just brought her in because it's hard for him to talk to a woman who isn't tied to a chair. Time to kill her now!
No.
But not to worry, our four-legged Deus Ex Machina has arrived. It's come to return that grenade from the game of Fetch. How nice! That's all Olivia Munn needs to easily fight off this trained soldier with a chair tied behind her back. Thus, she blows him the fuck up, while McKenna and company escape their own binds. Now, what about that Predadoggy?
Casey! Can I interest you in getting the fuck out of here?
I guess his note is not going to be needed for a bit, so shoo, out of frame for a while. First things first, though, it's Act 3, so time to shit out that handy-dandy silver ball of stealth camouflage. Then the other guys can come back with a handy-dandy news helicopter. I swear, it's harder to steal one of these things in Grand Theft Auto. They have all they need to follow the G-men who have taken Rory to the Predator's crash site. Along with the doggo on foot, in case you forgot it's in the movie. It seems Traeger can't get into the crash site, but he's got the kid with super autism, so he tells the boy that there's no way the kid can crack the Predator code and open that door.
Nice reverse psychology. I can do that too. Don't go fuck yourself.
Joke's on you, kid. I've been fucking myself all movie. Rory still opens the damn thing up for him, no problem, but shortly after they enter, the G-men detect some movement around the place, which Rory proudly declares must be his dad coming to save the day.
A ranger sniper tripping wire sensors? He's gotta be creating a diversion. It's a fucking diversion.
I think it's pretty safe to say he didn't see that one coming. McKenna kills the shit out of the people inside, while the loonies go Assassin's Creed stealth slaughter on the guys outside. To a point, need to have some tension, so they leave enough guards alive as well as Traeger so that there can be a little standoff. Until it is interrupted by the upgrade Predator showing up, killing the fuck out of Lynch, as well as countless nameless cannon fodder soldiers. And it's, frustrating. The action isn't bad on paper, but the decent quality CGI is animated too janky to make it really work. After the slaughter, Upgrade just waltzes into the ship, but that doesn't mean the humans actually have to start cooperating now.
Hey, McKenna, be reasonable. There's 6 of you, 7 of us.
Fuck. Who thought you mad?
7 plus 556 equals 187. Their little standoff isn't important anyway. Upgrade Predator is hooked on phonics and uses the little Harvard translation computer to straight up talk to these motherfuckers and tell them how the climax is gonna go.
I detect one among you who is a true warrior. The one called McKenna.
Well, let's be honest here, Pred. If all you want is DNA, then what the fuck does it matter how good of a warrior someone is? Especially if all you're looking for is a means to survive on Earth. After the Earth is uninhabitable anyway. I swear, I thought the humans in this movie were bad at planning. Pred tells him it'll give him a head start to run off and try to survive, just to keep it interesting. With that in mind, they run off into the woods and get ready to take on the Predator in the final confrontation.
On Halloween, this blew up a whole house. How do you shoot it?
You don't. It just fires by itself when it's being attacked.
Seriously?
Well, of course it's automatic. Can you imagine any of these assholes trying to figure out how to get these things to work on their own? I mean, except for Rory, who was wearing the mask at the time. Why the hell does it need to be automatic? Honestly, if this takes much longer, the characters are just going to kill themselves long before the Predator shows up, so it attacks! Mainly tearing apart the spare cannon fodder of random soldier dudes who have no name and nobody cares about. Also, Traeger blows his own fucking head off. Such excitement! However, amidst the scuffle, Coyle and Baxley are horribly wounded. So ends their tragic tale. About time. Oh, not that I had anything against... Okay, I had plenty against the characters, but it usually helps if they die as the movie progresses, not just survive all kinds of crazy shit, and then here comes Act 3 and they all start dropping like flies. With their forces whittled down, the Predator swoops in and pushes McKenna out of the way so he can escape into the night with the real prize, Rory.
He said he wanted me!
No, he said he wanted McKenna. The next step in the evolutionary chain. Not you, your son.
No, he said the one you call McKenna, and no one calls that little fucker McKenna, it's Rory. So yeah, the Predator's plan all along was to literally weaponize autism. I've said it before, the internet said it countless times, but still, it bears repeating. However, he doesn't just kill the bastard and take his spine. That would be smart and consistent. Instead, the fucker's kept alive and kidnapped, so that McKenna and the surviving good guys can try extra hard to kill themselves, leaping onto the upgrade Predator's spaceship. A strategy that doesn't even work in EDF because gunfire doesn't do shit against a spaceship hull. They run into even more trouble when the alien fires up the force field. Seriously, half the cast is just killed off one after the other. If you want them to survive, let them survive. If not, don't have them survive everything saying stupid jokes the whole time, only to die off when the stupid fairy shows up. But then what can Williams do to kill himself? Oh, the humans damaged my turbine! Damn it! Why the hell do I even have turbines? They don't do shit in space! This stunt causes the ship to begin losing control. That, combined with McKenna swinging his ass inside, then dangling outside, eventually leads to the Predator ship crashing down onto Earth. Again, these things really aren't that uncommon anymore. It just so howdy right around where Olivia Munn was waiting too! How convenient! Unfortunately for them, though, the upgrade Predator is still not the easiest thing to do battle with. If only they had a handy-dandy super weapon they could use to get the upper hand in this situation. Our four-legged Deus Ex Machina has arrived. How convenient! Thus, the kid uses the force field to chop off the Predator's arm before Olivia Munn tosses McKenna the bomb, which he affixes to the Predator's wrist blade scorpion spear, firing it at the beast and blowing it the fuck up! Or at least its limbs, Fallout style.
What are you? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you wouldn't want the Predator to have any memorable lines outside of groans, grunts, growls, or McKenna. What is this, a Predator movie? Therefore, crappy ending! These assholes survived, and we're supposed to be happy about that. Also, we're supposed to feel some kind of camaraderie for the loonies, I guess. That's not all. Sometime later, McKenna has gone from fleeing the G-Men to working for the G-Men. Again. Both he and his son, and the team has managed to track down that super secret special gift that the first Predator brought to Earth for the human race. But what is it?
I guess you'd call it the Predator Killer.
Oh fuck, this is the asshole that brought us the movie all along? Or a big, gooey, miscellaneous thingamabobber? Alternate endings were either Ripley or Newt, and decide amongst yourselves which is worse. That, or this goddamn Iron Man Samus Aran Mandalorian Predator suit with giant-ass shoulder cannons that fits conveniently under the bed.
What the hell is that? That's my new suit, Bubba.
Oh, goody! I can't wait for the sequel where Sniper Elite here is wearing his Predator suit, doing battle with all kinds of Predator hybrids, retconning the fuck out of everything in the series, all the while quipping pussy jokes in loving memory of his fallen comrades. Anyway, that, apparently, was the Predator. And I was its prey. There's a reason why, as soon as I left the theater, I was more than a little upset. Not only does this movie fail to stand up as a well-written story in its own right, the way it goes about fleshing out the creature even more doesn't fit with the rest of the series. This effectively retcons the fuck out of it, meaning not only is this movie bad, it's trying to take the rest of the series along with it. So, doing my best to ignore how spinal fluid genetic enhancements really make the earlier movies fucking terrible, and makes the entire concept of the Predators having any problem with a Predalien existing confusing, to say the least. On its own, the Predator also doesn't really work all that well. For one thing, nothing really fucking matters. Olivia Munn's character was a biologist, wrote the president when she was a kid about wanting to study an alien. Somehow that mattered, so she was brought in to do so. Then, for trying to study the alien a little too much, the G-Men wanted her dead. Then they teamed back up with her for the final showdown. It didn't matter if you didn't pay attention to any point of that. None of it made difference at all going forward. Kind of like anything to do with the loonies. They existed pretty much as a means for Shane Black to make jokes throughout the film, and I'm using that term very loosely here. The situation could have been made to feel much more dire and dangerous had, any of them been killed by the Thing earlier on? Or at least wounded? Roughed up a tad? Again, it doesn't matter if you pay attention to them or not. Their presence hardly matters for anything but what's going on right this red-hot minute. And the Predators themselves. Dear fucking God, the Predators! Hey, I want to come to Earth to give them a suit to fight Predators, but I crashed on the way in. Oh well, may as well murder everyone around me, because why the fuck not, am I right? Oh, I'm coming to make sure that humans don't get the mysterious goods. Don't know where it is. Better kill the only lead I have, and then just hope that the rest of the movie goes in my favor. Also, give me that kid's DNA, because even I forgot why the hell I came here in the first place. And lest we forget, woof woof, I'm a fucking dog. Ugh. At the end of the day, if you don't know anything about the Predator and or don't really give a shit, there can be some entertainment found here. Out of the 100+ jokes, 1 or 2 do manage to land, and some of the spectacle does work for popcorn entertainment. The production value is good, and the action isn't shot too bad, although the camera can be mysteriously shaky for no apparent reason during dialogue scenes. However, if you're a fan of the Predator, be it movies, novels, comic books, video games, or hell, even fan fiction, I'm afraid all you're going to find here is pain. Coming in at 2 bolt guns to the brain out of 5. But hey, there is at least one objectively wonderful thing that has come out of this. Now, when I tell people, hey, you know, Predator 2 and Predators really weren't as bad as people make them out to be, I'm gonna get a lot more people actually agreeing with me. Thank you all for watching. I have been Shado, and remember, you don't sound the least bit intimidating when you keep going on and on about your undying love for the delectable Asperger.
The 6 of you, 7 of us.